feel tensions rising, I hear voices in my head. They counsel me, they understand. They talk to me, they talk to me. They tell me things that I will do. They show me things I'll do to you. They talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. They talk to me, talk to me, talk to me.
What's up, YouTubers? This is Heartbeat Hunter 89 coming at you from the Duelist Den, and the voices in my head told me it's about bloody fucking time I did my last two deck profiles. Well, anyway, this is the Deskbot profile. This is the deck that me and my 7-year-old built. It's pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the profile done for it. So, starting off the lineup, we have 3 Deskbot 1s. A Deskbot 1 is the only tuner for the Deskbot archetype, and it's really the only tuner you utilize in the deck because you don't really go into a ton of synchro plays unless you absolutely have to. Now, what Deskbot 1 does is if 2 or more monsters are summoned at the same time, or machine type monsters are summoned at the same time, well, this is in your graveyard, you can special summon it from the graveyard. In addition, it gains 500 attack for each Deskbot card you control. Next up, you got 3 Deskbot 2s. Now, when Deskbot 2 is special summoned, it lets you add a Deskbot card from your deck to your hand, and it gives all your other machines a 500 attack boost. Deskbot 3, this is notably one of the more powerful cards in the Deskbot deck. What it does is when it's normal summoned, you can special summon a Deskbot monster from your deck, and you usually use that effect to get a Deskbot 2 so you can do another search. In addition to that, once per turn during either player's turn, you can target one Deskbot you control, and it gains 500 attack times the number of Deskbots Deskbot cards on your field, so it's a pretty good effect. Next up is Deskbot 4. Deskbot 4, when it is involved in battle, whether being attacked by your opponent's monster or you attacking your opponent's monster, you can send a Deskbot from your deck to your graveyard, and it gains 500 attack times that Deskbot's level. Only downside is your opponent won't take any battle damage during the turn this effect is used. So this is just really a good way to get over your opponent's big old beaters. And when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon 2 Deskbots either from your hand, your graveyard, or a combination of your hand and graveyard, as long as they have different levels. Next up, we have your Deskbot 5s. Now, what Deskbot 5 does is if this card is normal special summon, you can target a spell or trap card on the field and destroy it. And this card gains 500 attack for each face-up Deskbot monster in your extra deck. Then, if it's destroyed while in the Pendulum Zone, you can target a Deskbot card in your graveyard and special summon it. Now, one thing I need to mention is all the Deskbot pendulums have the same pendulum effect. And that is, you cannot pendulum summon monsters except Deskbot monsters, and the effect cannot be negated. So anyway, Deskbot 6, when it's pendulum summoned, or when it's summoned at all, same with Deskbot 5, you can target one monster on the field and change its battle position. It gains 500 attack, it gains 500 attack for each face-up Deskbot in your extra deck, and if it's destroyed in the Pendulum Zone, you can target a Deskbot card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Now, both Deskbot 5 and Deskbot 6, you can only use their effects once per turn, so that is a little bit of a downside to it. Deskbot 7. Now, Deskbot 7 gains 500 attack for each Deskbot in your graveyard, and in addition to that, Deskbot 7 deals piercing battle damage as well. Now, for 7's counterpart, you got Deskbot 8. Now, Deskbot 8, like 7, gains 500 attack for each Deskbot in your graveyard. And if this card is on the field, your opponent cannot target Deskbots with card effects. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention about 7, if it's on the field, your opponent can't target Deskbots for attacks except Deskbot 7. So, Deskbot 7 and Deskbot 8 have the ability to lock your opponent out from targeting your monsters with attacks and card effects. Next up, the final monster in the main deck, we have Deskbot 9. Now, Deskbot 9 is a pretty nice little powerhouse. Once per turn, you can increase Deskbot 9's attack equal to the amount of attack of all of your other Deskbots except itself. So getting this thing up to a nice little 15,000 beat stick is pretty nice. But if that wasn't already broken enough, if this card would be destroyed, you would destroy another Deskbot you control instead, any Deskbot card you control. And if that wasn't broken enough, when this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects. So the entire family of Mirror Forces is completely out the window. Battle Faders, Swift Scarecrows, all that is completely out the window. So this card is just one overpowered beat stick. Now for the spells, we've got 3 machine duplications. This works really well in the deck, as all of your Deskbots have a starting attack of 500. The only Deskbot this does not work on is Deskbot 1, because as soon as Deskbot 1 hits the field, it counts itself and it gains a 500 boost. And what machine duplication does is it lets you target a machine you control with 500 or less attack and special summon up to 2 copies of it from your deck. So here, for draw power, we have your standard 1 Day of Peace and Upstart Goblin. In addition to that, we also have 3 draw muscles. Now what draw muscle does is it lets you target a monster on your field in defense position, and it has to have 1,000 or less defense, and that monster can't be destroyed by battle this turn, and you get to draw a card. So it's a pretty good card for Deskbots, as they all have low defense points. And then of course we have your Reasoning. Reasoning works really well in this deck because Deskbots have levels ranging from 1 to 9. So odds are that you will get the special summon off almost every time you use this card. Next up, we have Limiter Removal. Now, Limiter Removal is pretty simple. It doubles the attack of all machine type monsters you control, and then during the end phase, it destroys all the monsters that were affected by this effect. Finally, we have your deck set of Deskbot Base. Now, Deskbot Base does is it gives all of your all Deskbots on the field a 500 attack boost and a 500 defense boost, and once per turn, you can reveal any number of Deskbots in your hand, shuffle them into your deck, and then draw the same number of cards. In addition to that, if you can get this effect off, I've done it before, so don't tell me it's impossible, I've done it myself. You can banish 9 Deskbots with different names either from your field or graveyard, and return all cards in your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard to the deck, and then shuffle the deck. And they do not get to draw anything off of it. So by banishing 9 Deskbots with different names from your field or graveyard, you pretty much wipe out your opponent's entire resources. It gives them no hand, no field, and no graveyard. So that card is really overpowered if you can get it off. Now for the extra deck. For the level 5s, we have Naturia Beast, which can stop spells. Then of course we've got your Hyper Librarian, so every time you synchro summon you can draw a card. For the level 6s, we've got Orient Dragon, which is a real good way to get around your opponent's synchros. And we also have Naturia Barkion, which can get around your opponent's traps. For 7s, we have your Naturia Landoise. And what Landoise does is, while this card's face up on the field, you can send 1 spell card from your hand to the graveyard to negate the activation of affect monster's effect and destroy it. So we run all 3 of the Naturia synchros to stop effects. Then of course you have your Black Rose Dragon, just to get over heavy fields. And then your Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, which is good for stopping monster effects as well. For the level 8s, we've got Stardust Spark Dragon, which can save your cards from being destroyed. We've got Crimson Blader, which can stop your opponent from summoning high-level monsters. And of course, Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. Look at that. Yes, I gave my 7-year-old a Ghost Rare Scarlight. Do not judge me. He's my son. He gets the best I can give him. Anyway, Scarlight lets you destroy all special summon monsters you're on the field with attack less than or equal to itself, and then your opponent takes 500 damage for each card destroyed. We only run one level 9, which is Trishula. So, I don't think Trishula needs an explanation. Everybody knows what it does. For level 10s, we run 2 Deskbot Jet. A Deskbot Jet has an effect that lets you special summon another Deskbot by destroying a Deskbot, or by destroying one of your opponent's cards by destroying a Deskbot. Then we also have Leo, the Keeper of the Sacred Tree, which has been a pretty staple card in Synchro decks for a long time now. It's a beat stick that can't be targeted except during your main phase 2. Then for the level 11, we have Star Eater, which is sort of an uber god card in my opinion. Its Synchro Summon can't be countered, and it can't be hit with card effects. So that's a pretty good extra deck lineup. Now, for the side deck. Now, obviously, mass fields are a big problem. So you have your Regeki and your 2 Dark Holes. Next up, we have Forbidden Dress. Now, Forbidden Dress may reduce your monster's attack a little bit, but it stops your monster from being destroyed. So, it's a pretty good card. For the last of the spells, we of course have your 3 Mystical Space Typhoons. Now, back row is a problem for everybody, so having something that can, get around back row cards that are face down is always helpful. Now on for the traps. First we have your deck set of And the Band Played On. Now, And the Band Played On states that neither player can special summon monsters with the same level as those they control, or with the same rank as those they control. So it's a really good way to slow your opponents down. And considering the Deskbots all have different levels, it works really well. Then, of course, we've got your Royal Decrees. Now, obviously, like I said, Mirror Forces and Trap cards are a problem, and Royal Decree can get around face-down traps if you want to keep your monsters on the field. Well, anyway, that is the profile for mine and my boys' Deskbot deck. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And also, before you start criticizing about having no Xyz or anything in here, this is the deck I built for my 6-year-old son. Well, he's 7 now, but at the time he was 6. And he wanted a deck based around purely Synchro monsters. So this is what we came up with. But anyway, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, this is Heartbeat Hunter 89, signing off.